got to figure out this next.
Yeah, we need to let it blow because it's blowing away.
Let it blow. So what I'm going to do is just where that one, it's like a hook right there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set that 2x6 up in there. That's going to give this a little bit more support. So I just pulled it back out. All right. I'm afraid that I got this too low. It's not perfect. If I then do that, it's going to have a hump right here.
You're going to have to do the same thing over here.
Just for the soffit. Oh,
It's too long.
no, it's actually too short. That board bowed really bad. That thing's further down than I thought. I didn't see my mistake yet. I put that 2x6 too low, like below the 2x4. It should be above the 2x4. No amount of beating is going to fix it. I went through 2 or 3 iterations of trying to get around fixing it correctly. And you guys just watch what I end up doing. It's pretty hilarious. We have to lift that whole thing, cut it loose, lift the whole thing with a tractor.
They're going to get ready to fall. Careful.
I got enough nails for this one. I gotta get some more nails. I gotta make the mark over here. Well, I've never done any kind of trim work like this. But I am an expert because I've watched, several thousand hours of YouTube on how to do trim work.
Or the trim.
No, the metal's gonna come around and wrap that.
That's what I just said.
There's not gonna be any exposed. So this is where I realized that I had dropped the front of that 2x6. I put it to the bottom of that 2x4, and it's supposed to go to the top of the 2x4. And I literally had to cut those nails out and that bracket, bend it all out. It took me a long time to get that bracket out, but it was one of those things that I was going to see for the rest of my life. Once we got it loose, you see here Tanya's picking me up with a man basket, and I used a 2x4 to push it up into place because everything was out of place. But that actually worked really well, and we ended up getting it looking really good. see though?
Yep. No. No.
Turn the nail gun on. Put a new battery in it. But 10, they've been up there about a year and a half, so they have completely dried and hardened, and they were kicking back so hard.
Right behind you too. You gonna have to cut those in too?
Huh?
Those boards?
No. If I do it right, I'll never do that again. That's just because I did it wrong. So we're going to call it tonight. I made a mistake up there. Mounted my first board an inch and a half too low. Just a brain cramp. But we got it figured out now. Tomorrow we'll come back and space 3 2x4s in between this 4-foot gap. We're going to do that all the way through. And that's going to give us somewhere to put the, it's overkill by a dramatic amount, but I don't like it when you put vinyl eave and you see that little swooping or swaying.
Waves?
The droop. I don't.
Waves?
The vinyl droop. I hate the vinyl droop. So we're putting 2x4s across here pretty often, and therefore that vinyl eave stuff is going to be pretty straight. It's going to have a lot to hold on to. There's no weight. None of this is really that much of a structure because it's just not. That stuff weighs nothing. I'm probably gonna come back before we put the vinyl on, and I'll hit the, every so often I'll put a screw in there. These are ring shank glued galvanized nails. So everything we're using is galvanized, and they also have the ring on them, and they also have the hot glue. So when you nail them up in there, it melts the glue, and then the glue dries back in place. They're virtually impossible to pull out. They're horrible actually to pull out. But
how do you know that?
Because I messed up and I just had to pull a bunch out. I ended up cutting them off. That's how I know that. But anyway, yeah, I've used them before where they've been in there for years, and the nail pulls through the board. The nail head starts pulling through the board versus the actual nail that's glued in and with the ring shanks before it comes out. It's pretty impressive nail. So like I said, none of this is structural. Probably don't need to put screws, but I will put a few screws here and there. On that beam at the end, I'm going to put some big GSK screws on the end, just to make sure that 1 2x6 on the end has the support. And again, it's not really necessary. Just yeah.
Why are you holding on?
Because I can. I can hang off this. I guarantee I can hang off this. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay, let's not do that. Come on down.
It's on my belly.
Come on down.
All right, we're going home. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
So if I get some.
You ready to go home? All right, we are back out here another morning, and I just want to kind of catch you up what we're doing. So yesterday was interesting and satisfying and not satisfying all at once. So I made a mistake, and I share the good and bad. What we're doing here is we're going to put the vinyl soffit this way. So about every 9 inches, there's going to be a place for that vinyl soffit to nail to, so it doesn't have room to sag. I don't want to have like a 2-foot gap because it'll do the saggy thing. Well, this support that goes across here really doesn't provide a lot of structural value. It's just somewhere to nail that vinyl up so it's not that heavy. But out here at the very end, I nailed that board to the bottom of the existing 2x4, which meant I nailed the bottom 1.5 inches too far down, which is going to mean like when you look across here like this, it was going to be a big giant bowl. And I was like, part of me is like, just leave it. And then, you know, the OCD part of me got a hold of me. Well, I worked so hard to get around just actually doing the job. I went up here and I cut out notches in the wood, and I still didn't get it right. So I ended up just, Tanya put me in the man basket, and I went ahead and tore that out. I'm gonna tell you right now, those brackets are tough. Just gonna get out there far enough for you to see it. Those brackets are tough to get out. I had to cut those all off and then relocate that board, but take into account that I already did cutouts of these to get this level. So basically what I did is took a 2x4 and went across the bottom, and Tanya we put a post in the man basket, and she lifted the whole thing up using the tractor. So that's what we did. And you can look down through here. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but yeah. But what a view, guys. We're gonna have a heck of a view. All right, we're gonna throw you back on time lapse, and we're gonna finish out the rest of these supports. Again, this is so satisfying because we had no idea what we were gonna do. How are we gonna do this? So I ended up putting a 2x4. These go right into that big giant LVL back there. I think it's what, LBLs, the big beam. So that's not coming down. And again, there's no, all things not holding up is just some vinyl. So it's nothing major. But I got to do that all the way down the rest of this under the porch. And then we're gonna run, again, 2x4s across here. And we'll do that all the way down. So let's throw you on time lapse and we'll get to it. All right, another day's coming to an end. It's not quite over yet, but we still got to clean everything up. That's kind of where we're at right now. Again, we're going to put a vinyl soffit up under here and all around the front. And we've already got that done, but we got to come back over here, and we've still got to do the back side. If I can get out here and let you guys see. Right there, we're going to go and do all of those, wrap those up. And I'll show you this. So Tanya's been working on the windows, just getting them clean. These have just been installed and they've just been dirty. And this gives you kind of an idea of what we're going to see each day. We've got 3 of these. They're 8-foot wide glass doors. And wow, you're talking about, I can't wait. Can't wait. You can see down there, we've got the other one, and she's cleaning the last one down there on the end, but there's a bunch of solar panels right there that we got to get put up. This is going to be our view. And I see a problem already is that when these are super clean, you walk right into them. If you think, you know, if you're used to having one open. Thank you for cleaning the doors.
You're welcome.
All right, we're wrapping this day up, putting all the tools away, and we got the scaffolding and everything over here for tomorrow. If we look right up at the very top of this, there's a red mark, and that's where the electric is. And we've got to go through tomorrow and drill holes all the way through all this. And then we're putting in can light holders. So that we're using a special can light holder for vinyl siding. So to make it easy for you just clip these can lights up in there. So tomorrow is electric day. And they say we're just running the wire because once we button this up, there's no going back. So we're going to run 6 can lights across the front, evenly spaced out. And then also we're going to take that same light system and put 2 under the porch. And also the porch will have 2 sconces. But these lights they're remote controlled in addition to just having an on and off switch, but they're going to be remote controlled where you can turn them on and you can make different colors and different brightnesses. So really, really cool feature. Like Christmas, you just flip a button and all of a sudden you have Christmas lights. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
God bless. Have a great day.